Welcome, everybody. This is Linda, Kubota Byrd, and Elizabeth HeartStar, and we're here again to talk about our next retreat that's called us to gather people together in Sedona on the Chinese New Year, Red Horse, Fire Horse, actually, um, New Year. So, and it just so happens that it's also the eclipse, a big eclipse. And shortly thereafter, we'll have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, which I think is probably the heaviest energy or the most influential energy of that week. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Elizabeth and she can talk more about it.
Okay. Well, uh, yes. Thank you, Linda. Um, Linda's been an incredible, with Aquarius rising and a zero Aries sun. Linda has been a real guide and leader in astrology, having become the president for NCGR for how many years now?
Just three.
Just three.
Yeah, I've been the chapter president for 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so really, she's that zero Aries where Saturn and Neptune is, and that's where her sun is. And the Aquarius rising that you have, which is being such a guide for this Aquarian time and really opened up NCGR amazingly to be more Aquarian than ever. So thank you for your incredible service.
Mm,
It's an honor to be doing these journeys with you.
thank you.
It started in well, we first met at the Vedic conference in Sedona, I think in 2015. I think it was 2015 or 20, yeah, I think it was, or 2016. And then did the Stargate Merlin tours, the first two in England, which was incredible, bringing Uranus into Taurus. We did that in Stonehenge with the group, and we work with the 12. That's our model, the zodiac, um, and then our last retreat here in Sedona together was for Uranus entering the 0 degree of Gemini on 777, and it was an incredible group, amazing group. And actually, on the website, Sedona Red Door Retreats, I still left the 777. I put a few pictures of the group um, for that. So I'm really excited. I looked at, I was, it kind of happened the same way that the 777, I was like, when is Uranus going to go into Gemini? That's a big deal. And it was when I saw 777 at 7 a.m. on in Sedona, I was like, whoa, we've got to do this. So I'm so glad that Linda and I brought this incredible group. That I mean, it was everyone was amazing. And so a few months ago, I think it was beginning of August, I was like, I wonder what Chinese New Year it is. And when I saw that it was the red fire horse on a solar eclipse at 28, almost 29 degrees of Aquarius, and just days after is the most exact zero. I mean, it's only on the solar eclipse, Chinese New Year on the 17th of February 2026. Um, Uranus, I mean, not Uranus, Neptune and Saturn will only be 14 minutes apart, but they'll be more exact, I think, on our last day. And we're going to do a fire ceremony to, you know, tune in, activate, put our intentions, because, it's about making our dreams, our visions real. Saturn, creating the structures, and Neptune being the highest vision, multidimensional, and remembering our multidimensional self. And so I'm really excited about this. And I had this amazing 18 months with an incredible horse that came into my life. When I saw that, I thought, oh, I'm going to find his herd. He was a rescue. I won't go into the whole story, but well, the minute I thought that, this body worker for horses I hired to show me how to uh, do body work on the horse. Um, he, she knew the woman who had hundreds of acres with rescue horses just 90 minutes from here. So, anyways, I had a real 18 months of being with this rescue horse that never could be ridden. And horses have a heart at least 5 times or more than ours, and eyes, huge eyes that can see 350 degrees around because they're prey. They're so sensitive. So when I saw the fire horse, and being on an eclipse and the zero Saturn, you know, I got in touch with Linda. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we got to do this." And so I'm really looking forward to this amazing journey, and calling 12, the group of 12 to come together. That's what we model. Um, so we were gonna, before we look at the horoscope, which is incredible for that day, I wanted to read the Sabian symbol for the actual new moon or solar eclipse. Sun and moon will be 28 degrees 55 minutes. So it's 29 degrees of Aquarius is the Sabian symbol. And when I read that, I wanted to share that because it really says what this is all about. That and it's this, the image from Dane Rujar is a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, representing metamorphosis, nothing short of a complete renewal of all implications of being alive as a human individual. At this stage, this change is individual and mental. It should be seen against a backdrop of humanity as a whole. What is revealed is the potential ability of every human being to participate in a higher realm of evolution after his or her emergence from a critical state of transition. The key word is metamorphosis, implying initiation. This is a powerful process of conscious individuation, spiritual transformation, the birth of a new higher self, signifying a successful culmination of a difficult process of inner development where the individual emerges from a past state into a completely new perfected form, the new human that we're all talking about. This symbolizes a spiritual breakthrough and liberation from old limitations and structures. So I thought,
Yeah,
wow, that
that's
says
pretty
it all.
amazing. Yeah, that pretty much summarizes the energy of what we'll be working with. Because with I was looking into what the fire horse meant,
Yeah.
and it's very congruous to Aries energy. And since we're the Saturn Neptune will be meeting in Aries at the 0 point, it's like this kind of thing. It's like you say, Elizabeth. These come together and we get you're supposed to do gather people. This is and the people who are will come will know they're part of this because as you mentioned, the 777 event was closing something off, and this is a new moon. I mean new, yeah, new. It's we're starting something fresh with some metamorphosis of what we've been going through, and I don't think anybody would argue that it hasn't been a challenging time is in this kind of goo stage. But this is the emergence, a time when we can really intention our future. So it's exciting, you know.
I'm excited. I know
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, getting the herd together, the community of humanity, that we're ready to take the leap. We know who we are. We're starborn and earthborn and starborn. The seeds of, I was looking at the eclipse to find out because they have themes and they start at either the south or the north pole and then they revolve around, and it takes 12 to 1500 years.
Hmm.
So this eclipse started in the north so it's an ascending eclipse, although it goes down, it starts and goes down. It's one of the oldest eclipses still happening. There are about 80 different timelines, that are eclipse cycles. The oldest is sometime in 700 AD. This one began in the year 944 AD, and it won't end until the year 2206. That's how old they are. And just a quick theme of this, it's, the theme is there was the Byzantine era. They actually brought a lot of the military. There's a lot of this that we're cleansing this, because actually the timeline of this has a lot to do with the Boston Tea Party right on this eclipse. It's 1917, the president peace without victory. I mean, it was a revolution. It's on 2008, which was our financial crisis, and it ends in 2044. This eclipse, I mean, not this eclipse, um, but Pluto leaves Aquarius in 2044, and that's the next time this eclipse cycle will manifest. So it's like, okay, we're changing that old paradigm. We can change it. And I think that's what this Neptune Saturn at the 0 degree, right? Is like,
Yeah. Yeah. And also the other planets, the planets that have been teasing us by going into the new sign and then now they're back into their old signs, but I think they're doing the final tying up of loose ends. So it's not just the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. I mean, that does grab the headlines,
yes,
but the other planets are going to be moving into their new signs for extended periods. And so everything's lined up
yes,
for this transformation. And
yes,
we'll be on the leading edge, in a sense, of setting conscious intention for what we want our future to look like. So, yeah. So it's you'll know if you're supposed to be with us.
yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, this year being a 9 year, which is endings and completion, and as you said, all like Saturn has retrograded back into Pisces. Um, Neptune will, yeah. Oh, in just a few days, on the
Yeah.
22nd, we're doing this on what is it, October the 15th,
Mhm.
and actually the Sun is aligned to Arcturus during this next few days too. Um, Yeah, so Neptune will retrograde to the 29th of Pisces until January, right? January 27th. And then Uranus in November next month, in just a short time, it's going to retrograde back into Taurus. So it's, that we're like really completing like this 9 year and going back to like the earthy, watery signs. And then we're going to be in 2026 is a 1 year, and so
Mhm.
it all makes sense with all this fire
Yeah.
energy.
Everything is consistent, you know, is that this is a time and it's a new beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So very exciting.
Yes. You know what, I wanted to ask you, if you feel it's appropriate. I would love for you to bring in, I love the Stargate. I know that you've been a Stargate facilitator, or you've been involved and a facilitator for how long? A long time.
I think I started in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that work is getting
Yes.
like mind-boggling, amazing. We're literally working with galactics. So, yeah, again, it's new things coming. So, yeah,
Yeah.
very exciting.
Because, well, you will be facilitating a Stargate ceremony, and actually I have a kind of secret place I don't want to put it out. Sedona has gotten so overrun. I know it's a beautiful place, and people want to see these amazing. But like the birthing cave where I would like to take people, it really kind of got desecrated because people don't really understand the sacredness. But there's an amazing place that I'm feeling guided to take the group, where I'll share more about it. I'm just going to keep it because I don't want it to turn into a, you know, I remember when I went to the birthing cave, um, in 2020 for my birthday. It was like there were so many people, like, where's the hole in the rock? And then somebody had a drone coming out, and I said, oh, let's go to the medicine wheel. And the medicine wheel that had been there for probably 80 years was destroyed, and now the rock wall, you know. So I hope that people really realize the sacredness of all these places. I mean, we're doing this for our Earth Mother, who gives us everything, and just the sacredness and the preciousness of our life. And
Mhm.
um,
I think that's what makes your tours so special is that you've been lived there for 35 years and you've been taking people on tours for a long time. And so we're not necessarily going to the well-known places, but to the secret, sacred places. So, and this retreat will be different than the last one. We'll be going to different places. So, um, they're always magical, how they just kind of manifest and how the people who come are, again, the exact right people who are supposed to be part of the process.
yeah, and there's
So,
one special, because the birthing cave, it is a very special place. But because it's so crowded all the time, I found what I call the Star Dragon Temple Cave, um, for initiation. It's a really special place. So I'm excited to take people to these sacred places in a sacred way and to do ceremony for our earth and for humanity at this really critical time. We know it's a really critical time. Our last, the 777, I always like to share the symbol of Sedna that came to me, because I really feel it's represents her, the feminine emerging. She kind of doesn't really want to come up from the bottom of the sea, but like Venus, they say, is born from the ocean, right? And so it's kind of like the cross is, and as Alan Clay says, the path of the soul, because Pluto is the cross is under here. So I feel like Sedna really holds the Akashic memories from almost 12,000 years. And it's going to be closer and closer to our Earth, what I think in 2075 or 76, but she's close right now at the and so we did the ceremony for Uranus entering, and Sedna and Uranus are going to be together activating our ancient memory and our galactic memory, um, for many years now, at least the next, couple years. They'll be close.
yeah. Yeah. And Sedna is Sedona without the O.
And known
So
as a red
something very
planet.
connected about Sedna to that special place.
Yeah. Do you feel like doing a Stargate?
No, I don't, I think we should
No.
keep this
Okay.
short,
It's
personally.
okay. Yeah, you'll people will have to come to experience Linda doing an amazing Stargate facilitation, bringing in all the dimensions and into our Earth Mother, and really, being called to help with activating the crystalline grid of our Earth and our crystal grid within us, um, to awaken our memories and to help in the evolution of the planet.
Yeah, because Uranus is the planet of, or known as the Great Awakener. So we're waking out of the 12,000 year slumber of not remembering who we really are. So this is like the doorway or the opening to this new awareness, you know. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah.
It's very exciting, and to be doing this intentionally, I think is well, like we just feel called to do it. So
Yeah.
they become quite magical. Yeah.
And so the just yesterday, I completed putting all the details on the website Sedona Red Door Retreats, which will be, you'll see it at the opening and the closing of this video. And maybe we can get together another time, um, whenever before we meet, to talk more about the horoscope, because there's so much in the horoscope of this event.
Yeah, and I think this time we'll spend a little bit more time on astrology if
Yes.
we can.
Yes.
So, yeah, to help you understand your particular chart and the role you're playing in this whole evolution. So, yeah, it's um like I say, you'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're calling the 12 red fire horses to come together, and looking forward to this journey
Yeah.
and
It's
this
co-creation.
exciting time of evolution.
Hmm. Yeah, and the other thing is the theme of our retreats has always been based around the Knights of the Round Table philosophy, that Elizabeth and I are not going to be, talking at you. Everybody is important, and everybody will have an equal role in this whole creation. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you feel it, and just check it out, see what your heart says. When you feel called, we look forward to meeting you.